Amid the vast United States, where cities shine with bright lights and coasts bustle with life, there exists a land that is simple and modest, yet deeply moving in its peacefulness. That land is Iowa. Nestled between two great rivers, the Mississippi and the Missouri, Iowa is not only the cornfield of America, but also a gentle heart that preserves the pure spirit of the Midwest. Here, everything moves slowly, calmly, and genuinely, from the way people talk, to the endless fields, to the warm red sunset falling over the riverbanks. When visiting Iowa, travelers do not just see vast farmlands, but also feel a gentle rhythm of life and a breath full of kindness. Every town and every corner carries its own story, about hardworking people, about the rich rural culture, and about the strong creative spirit hidden behind that simple appearance. Iowa is like an open book in the heart of America, a place where you can touch tradition and also see the face of modern change. Located in the Midwest region of the United States, Iowa features mostly plains and gentle hills, bordered by two great rivers on each side. This special location has blessed the state with fertile lands, a mild climate, and abundant water resources, ideal conditions for a thriving agricultural industry. With an area of over 145,000 square kilometers and a population of about 3 million people, Iowa has Des Moines as its capital, the political, economic, and cultural center of the state. The climate here is typical of a temperate continental region, with 4 distinct seasons: cool spring, sunny summer, colorful autumn, and snowy white winter. Each season gives Iowa a different charm, sometimes fresh and full of life, sometimes calm and quietly beautiful. In the heart of the countryside, Des Moines shines like a bright gem of Iowa, modern yet welcoming. The city is famous for the Iowa State Capitol, a stunning building with a golden dome that stands as a symbol of local pride. Walking along the downtown streets, visitors can easily find museums, sculpture parks, and grand theaters, clear signs of the harmony between culture and art. The Des Moines Art Center is a perfect stop for art lovers, displaying many works by famous painters. Meanwhile, The East Village is a paradise for young people, filled with cozy cafes, craft shops, and the lively energy of a growing city. On summer evenings, Gray's Lake Park becomes a favorite meeting place for locals. They jog, cycle, or sit by the lake watching the sunset reflected on the calm water. Leaving Des Moines, the journey takes us to Iowa City, a place rich in intellect and creativity. This is the home of the University of Iowa, the prestigious institution that gave birth to the Iowa Writers' Workshop, a cradle of Nobel and Pulitzer Prize-winning authors. It's no surprise that Iowa City was named the first UNESCO City of Literature in the United States. Strolling under the tree-lined streets, stopping by a cozy bookstore or an old cafe, you can feel the spirit of learning and love for words floating in the air. Every year, the Iowa City Book Festival gathers thousands of literature lovers, turning the entire city into a stage of knowledge and emotion. In northeastern Iowa lies Dubuque, one of the state's oldest cities, gracefully resting along the mighty Mississippi River. With its historic buildings echoing European charm, Dubuque feels like a living painting of America's timeless river towns. Its most distinctive landmark is the Fenelon Place Elevator, the world's shortest and steepest scenic railway, carrying visitors up the hillside to admire sweeping views of the river and the city's red rooftops. Don't miss the National Mississippi River Museum and Aquarium, where the stories of the river's centuries-old connection to local life and history come vividly alive. When autumn arrives, Dubuque adorns itself in brilliant shades of gold, the trees mirrored on the shimmering river, creating a scene so poetic it lingers in the heart. If you're an art lover, Cedar Rapids is a destination you simply can't miss. As the second largest city in Iowa, it's best known as the hometown of painter Grant Wood, creator of the iconic American Gothic, a masterpiece that has come to symbolize 20th century American art. The Cedar Rapids Museum of Art proudly houses many of his original works, while the elegant Brucemore Mansion, a grand Victorian estate, tells the story of Iowa's golden age of prosperity. You can also visit the National Czech and Slovak Museum, which celebrates the heritage and history of Czech and Slovak immigrants, reflecting the diversity and cultural openness that define Iowa's identity. And if you wish to take a step back in time, the Amana colonies, a cluster of 7 small villages founded by German settlers in the 19th century, is a place where time seems to stand still. Cobblestone streets, charming wooden houses, and traditional taverns create the feeling of wandering through a miniature Europe. The locals still preserve their communal way of life, practicing self-sufficiency and cherishing long-held traditions. Festivals like Amana Oktoberfest bring the villages to life with beer, music, and laughter. A heartwarming celebration of culture, community, and joy. When it comes to summer in Iowa, one simply cannot forget Okoboji, a chain of natural lakes in the northwest, often called the paradise of the plains. The crystal-clear waters shimmer like emeralds, and the soft white sands invite visitors to swim, sail, fish, or simply bask under the vast open sky. As night falls, the lakes come alive with reflections of lights dancing on the surface, music drifting from lakeside restaurants, and a magical, romantic atmosphere that rivals any seaside escape. Although it is not famous for grand buildings, Iowa still has many interesting things. This is the first state in the United States to make same-sex marriage legal, showing the progressive thinking and tolerance of its people. Iowa is also the place where the U.S. presidential primary elections begin, making it the political center during every election season. And in a world full of changes, Iowa remains one of the safest and most livable places in America, where people live closely together. Nature is clean, and life is simple, but happy. The culture of Iowa is a beautiful blend of tradition and modernity. Although farming is still the soul of the state, Iowa is not lacking in creativity. Music festivals, farm fairs, outdoor concerts, and art exhibitions are held all year round. The music here has a strong country and folk style, but it also welcomes modern genres like pop, rock, and jazz. Iowa is also the hometown of many famous artists such as Slipknot, the legendary rock band, and Bix Beiderbecke, a symbol of jazz music in the 1920s. The food of Iowa also carries the simple and charming flavor of the countryside. The dishes here are not fancy, but they are delicious and full of rural energy. The most famous dish is the pork tenderloin sandwich, a crispy fried pork sandwich bigger than your hand, crunchy and tasty. The made-right sandwich, a sandwich with cooked ground beef, is a specialty connected with many generations. And of course, we cannot forget Iowa sweet corn, the special gift of summer. People often grill corn over charcoal, spread butter, sprinkle salt, and enjoy it together at fairs or sweet corn festivals. Son. In addition, Iowa is also famous for its homemade pies, such as apple pie and pecan pie, along with craft beer and local wine, all carrying the natural sweetness of the land. When night falls, Iowa returns to its quiet nature. Small houses by the cornfields, warm yellow lights shining through the windows, and the sound of insects in the wind, all blend into a gentle country melody. Iowa does not make people feel amazed, but it makes them fall in love with its peace. Here, people learn to live slowly and to appreciate every small moment, from the sound of the wind through the grass to the sincere handshake of a stranger. Iowa is a place where you can find the peace that the modern world seems to have lost. A place that does not need to show off, but still stays in people's hearts. In the heart of America, Iowa quietly tells its story, a story about the land, the people, and the values that never fade away. If you are looking for a journey not only to explore, but also to feel, Iowa is the place you should visit at least once in your life.